We all want to say thank you. We'll get started with our quick conference today. I do want to be very brief. I thought by doing this day, first of all, appreciate y'all coming. By doing this day, we'll get accurate information out to the public. The public has been instrumental in helping us come to a conclusion, or at least to this point, in where we're at. So I'm happy, first of all, to be able to report that Gideon Ferguson was located this morning, approximately about 2.5 hours ago, safe and sound. He is currently being evaluated by medical personnel here at the local hospital, along with our investigators who are on the scene and have been speaking with him, and he is speaking to us. As we said, this investigation will not end with the safe recovery. We'll continue to help bring answers to what type of situation this child has encountered over the last approximately 56 hours. To bring you up to date, this an individual, a 14-year-old individual, was reported missing at 118 Watermoss Drive on the 16th, roughly just over 50 some hours ago. We promised the public we would not leave a stone unturned. We would do everything we can. That included 24 hours, 24/7, which luckily this was before the 7, but 24 hours a day, working this case before he was located. And I do want to introduce and say a special thanks to a lot of people, but today beside me to my left is Agent Rick Sutherland with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, just one part that was there with us nonstop with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, helping us work this from start to finish, and I'll get a little more in depth with that in just a second. To the far left is Angie Key, SAC, Special Agent in charge of the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, who's been instrumental in helping us in this case. To my right is Major Troy Miller, our investigator supervisor assigned to this case, and also Adam Dillard, the Sheriff's Office Attorney, who's been instrumental in putting out press releases and helping that along with our PIO that's here today. So I do want to start off say thanks. I cannot say enough thanks to our community that's helped us with food, logistics, supporting our people in the field, to all the Iredell Search and Rescue, Iredell County Emergency Management, all the Sheriff's Office and search teams across the state, and some out of state that offered assistance to come help bring a conclusion to this. Special thanks to some sheriffs, Van Shaw out of Cabarrus, Bill Beam out of Lincoln County, who was phone-to-phone contact, that made sure that we had everything we needed here. Also not present was North Carolina State Highway Patrol. They assisted us late yesterday. Well, start with troopers helping us with the search and also with the air assets yesterday. During the course of this investigation, we started, and there was indications at the home, not of a forced entry, but a person that had left a lot of things such as his phone and other technology that you would assume people would take with them if they left, or that did not leave on their own free will. Through the course of the investigation, we did figure out that Gideon did purposely leave his phone there. We do know that he did try to evade us from trying to locate him far as in fields and woodlands of that thing. We do have reason to believe that he was not inside of our search area the whole time, and somewhere within the last 6 to 12 hours, he did enter back into the search area. I want to be clear that the resources we had on the scene was approximately anywhere from 70 to 125 people working just out there, along with the church groups that provided service to us. And those assets were kept in place even last night. We had people that was out in the perimeter, on the perimeter, dogs, drone technology. A lot of that stuff was there and still being conducted at the same time. I want to go into some of the involvements on that. Is one side of this case. A lot of people was asking. One side of the case was the search and rescue, in the woodland and the fields. The other side of it is a potential criminal case. We have executed search warrants. We've done interviews. We've searched camera systems, school security system, including school bus video camera, gaming consoles, social media, phones. The list goes on and on. Today, when we got word, was actually working. Obviously, the FBI was there with us working the case today as this news come in, possibly being located and taken into custody, or with EMS, I guess, it was able to locate him. The question is how close he was. He was approximately 1.5 miles from his residence. He was located in a wooded area that had previously been searched just outside of a residence, which we had visited, and we had attempted to gain camera footage. So I'll go back to the point where I do think he left the search area sometime during the course of our search, but did re-enter within the last 6 to 12 hours approximately. I think right now that is a lot of information that I'm willing to take some questions. I'm sure y'all would like more detailed. I'll be as open and transparent as I can, but at the same time, we still have this part of the investigation. We want to find out what this child encountered over the last 50-some hours. He is speaking to us. I'll make clear the family is obviously overjoyed to his safe return. currently we want to respect their privacy and remember that they are still a family that just got reunited with their 14-year-old child. So with that being said, you can ask me any questions, and I'll be glad to defer, or I'll try to answer most of the questions.
Are you at liberty to tell the address of the home that he was found in?
Just, he was located outside of a home. I do not have the exact address, but I want to respect their privacy. They've been cooperative. I can tell you it's about 1.5 miles from the original location of 118 Watermoss, where his residence was. Yes, sir.
Confirming he was found in a residence or in a wooded?
No, he was found in a wooded area outside the residence. We had previously went to that residence. We had previously looked at camera footage. We're still analyzing camera footage, but he was found approximately, I would say, 100 feet from that residence.
Is this residence the home of the person who you're opening a criminal investigation into, Sheriff, or not?
No, we're not opening a criminal investigation. We're just conducting one to make sure that we've got all our I's dotted and our T's crossed. But no, to answer your question, we do not feel anything but he was located there.
So there's no second party in this disappearance?
At this point, the investigation will continue on. We do not know. That is something when I sort of alluded to. We're going to continue the investigation because we want to make sure we don't leave no stone unturned, and we need to find out what he has encountered over the last 50 hours. Yes.
Is the child talking to you and giving your investigators credible information?
We do have forensic interviewers, which are our detectives. He is speaking to them. He is being open, as I think now in his condition, and when I say condition, I just mean that he's been away. He's been out in the weather at least for the last 6 to 12 hours, and he is talking and being open with us. And I think as we go forward, we'll find out more.
Do you feel like he was outside for all these 50 hours?
I don't speculate. I don't know. I can tell you he's outside our search, and I think he entered back into our search area. So, you know, obviously that was a concern from us starting out was the cold temperatures. I think we hit a low of around 14 to 15, not counting wind chill. There's questions about the exposure and I guess the way he coped with that, if that be the case. I think last night, within the last, again, 6 to 12 hours from the time he was located, I feel confident that he was probably out exposed then. The prior hours is something that we're going to continue on with our investigation.
So, Sheriff, are you thinking that perhaps Gideon encountered something online, on social media, or another facet with his phone that led him to disappear, or is that not what you're thinking at the moment?
Well, I don't want to speculate. That's the reason we're still continuing on with the investigation. That's definitely a possibility. You know, obviously, I've said before, we executed search warrants, and the FBI and the SBI has been instrumental in assisting us with gaining access to those consoles, the gaming consoles, phone services. There's a lot of different forensic or digital evidence that we need to go through. And some of those search warrants that we may have executed, some of the information that we may have put out there may have not gotten back to us because it's a Saturday. And, you know, these businesses sometimes, and even where they're at, we have to have the people to get us the information and get it to them.
So
There's an electronic trail that leads to someone else that you guys are looking at?
We do not see an electronic trail yet that's leading to anybody else. We just want to make sure and confirm this first electronic trail or his digital footprint with him first. And I hope that'll lead us to other avenues if that be the case.
2 questions.
Yes.
That was partly just answered. First question is, we know EMS and fire department was called out there for a hemorrhage call. Can you go into any injuries that he had? And the second question, leading with what he said, is the FBI still doing their investigation, getting into these gaming systems or whatever the case may be?
I don't want to elaborate much on the injuries. It's exactly what you'd expect with somebody been in the woods for the last several hours. You know, obviously it was cold, he was damp, things of that nature. Getting in the course of the FBI and the State Bureau of Investigation and us, this investigation is going to continue. They're here for the duration. As long as we need them, they have been nothing but great partners, along with their PIO that's helping us get this stuff to social media. The FBI was kind enough to get it up on all the billboards in the state. This actually made a lot of national news out of state. That's one reason we want to do the press release today, is get the accurate information out, publicly say thank you for the cooperation, give hope to other families that our federal partners, state and local, work together hard, and that's why we was able to come to this conclusion.
Was he in this area the whole time?
I think when you say general area, I think he was. I can tell you our perimeter was about a 2.6 mile radius. I think he left that perimeter, and then I think he entered back into that perimeter. So I can't tell you outside of that. It'll be over the course of the investigation. And if anybody knows anything, please let us know.
Did he do that on his own?
I think at least leaving on his own, and whatever we discover through the course of our investigation will lead us to answer those questions. I just can't confirm yet because that's not been covered in our interview, or it's not been reported to me.
Why explicitly did the FBI get involved, in case we just haven't had that information already, Sheriff?
Well, I think the biggest thing is they have expertise in digital forensic. They can fast track a lot of stuff, and I'll just be straight up. They called and asked us, "Hey, we're here to offer you our assistance," and I accepted it. Same way with the state.
You have children?
I do.
How did this affect you personally, knowing that there's a kid out there, you being a parent yourself?
I mean, obviously, you got to keep those separate. There's a job to do. I've been doing this a long time. I've been involved in a lot of searches. Obviously, and I'll tell you this initially, and I think probably they would agree, this is one from the very first few minutes was very uncomfortable for us. We've seen things that's not typical, not normal. That sprung us into another gear. I mean, we understand time is of the essence. And here at the Iredell County Sheriff's Office, if there is work to be done, we're going to continue to do it. We're going to man these phones, and we're going to work these cases, and our investigators are going to thorough it, just like with our partners here. We're not going to sleep. Even when we were arresting, the FBI had people answering phones and deciphering leads and sending them to us. So I guess as a parent, I'm glad that other agencies and us are able to do that, and the hard work paid off. And the support of our community really helped.
What was the scope of the community involvement, Sheriff? You mentioned some church groups. How many people you reckon helped out?
Churches opened their door. I think somebody reported there's a food truck. We didn't know that. We've had a lot of businesses here locally, out of Mooresville, out of Troutman, out of Statesville, convenience stores, offer food, drinks, hot coffee. It's been and the churches, the women and men, or the membership of numerous churches, opened their doors freely and not asked for a dime. Nothing more than be supportive of finding this 14-year-old child and supporting our first responders and all those that was out there.
Can you just answer one question?
I'll
What
try.
was the legality reason why an Amber Alert wasn't sent? I've been fielding a lot of those questions. Can you explain that to the public?
If you want to research, you can go read about it on the Amber Alert in North Carolina. But I'll tell you the biggest thing is we have to have a lot of criteria to meet those standards. We don't want to over abuse the system. Not that this wasn't been a good case, but there's standards that we have to meet, such as vehicles, what type of abductions. At this, we got to remember, we still initially didn't know. We felt he left freely. There was no forced entry. We felt that he left there. The problem is after he left there and not showing up on the initial search, where did he go from there? Because all of his digital footprint was dropped. And obviously, he, as I referenced earlier, he knew what he was doing. He did not, he evaded us, or attempted, at least with his digital footprint. He had done enough research to understand what he needed to do. And, luckily that everything worked out and was one step ahead.
Why did he evade?
He just didn't want to be found. There'd been some issues that happened earlier that day, and I will go ahead and say, not including the family, this was another issue. And I think in his way of thinking, he just wanted to be alone at that point. And you got to remember, that's an initial comment. So the investigation will continue on to see, is that factual, is that accurate, and does it match up?
And at this point in time, you don't know if someone on the outside encouraged him to do that?
That's the exact reason we're going to continue the investigation, because we don't know. Well, y'all, I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time. I hope this answers your questions, and obviously you can send us a message, email us, and we'll try to get back to you as fast as possible. Thank you very much.